With me now is Issam Ikirmawi from BBC Arabic to discuss this developing situation in East Aleppo. First of all, Issam, a nice story there of banners being able to get out. So many people around the world were so concerned about her.
Absolutely. Perhaps she's one of the lucky ones that has managed to get out alive. Others some of them have been in contact with various media organizations, been unlucky, and they were caught in the violence in eastern Aleppo.
The evacuation process is now speeding up. We're hearing from the Turkish ministry that some 20,000 people have now managed to get out.
Yes, it seems to be. A new ceasefire has been brokered. So according to the Turkish, there are conflicting figures. Earlier on, the Turkish foreign minister said that something like 12,000 people have left eastern Aleppo, 4,500 today, but it looks like more people will be leaving. Also that there are people who are trapped in other villages, particularly El Foua and Kafraya, will be able also to leave those villages to the other side.
We're actually getting some news coming out of New York from the UN Security Council. They've unanimously back sending observers to Aleppo. We were expecting this, weren't we?
Yes, the French have been working on this very hard. They had to change some of the text to avoid another Russian veto in the Security Council, but there were signs that the language become acceptable to all members of the Security Council, the permanent members, in order to make this resolution pass, which is good news, which can only be good news for people if the United Nations is able to send observers on the ground to monitor the ceasefire and the evacuation of civilians.
Well, we've actually seen how helpless the UN has been in all of this. I mean, what exactly are we expecting them to do once the monitors go there?
There has to be a consensus, because we're talking about major players involved. Russia, on the one side, who's used the veto 6 times so far. China's used it 5.
Shows how complex this whole thing
Absolutely.
has been.
So without this consensus between the main powers, nothing would change on the ground.
And we're also expecting the Arab League nations to be meeting in Cairo shortly?
There is a meeting today for the Arab League. Kuwait has called for this meeting. It's an emergency meeting to discuss the humanitarian crisis in Aleppo. Tomorrow there's a meeting in Moscow between the Russians, the Turks and the Iranians, also to discuss the situation in northern Syria. So hopefully that will be good news for the people of Aleppo.
Issam, thanks so much for that update and your analysis.